Your best friend, family member, or even an aunt or uncle dies because of something preventable, a disease. Most, if not all, people know someone with diabetes or a health condition that they have to be on medication for. For those without the money or without health insurance, finding care and the medicine can be very difficult. I picked the rising cost of insulin because I myself am pre-diabetic because of other health conditions that I have. The thought of one day not having enough money is terrifying. The increasing price of insulin has caused many unnecessary deaths of people throughout the United States, but there are ways it can be affordable. The points I will go over are, number one, the price of insulin, the stories of those who suffered, and what can be done. Firstly, looking at the cost of insulin over the years, in an article by Washington Post, they look at how drastically the price of insulin has changed. In the past decade alone, the insulin prices have tripled just in the US. The prices shown have doubled in only 4 years. If you hold on. So this is the picture that I have that shows the prices doubling within just 4 years for the treatment of type 1 diabetic patients in the United States. For my presentation, it will be a bigger picture that I will have printed out. This dramatic price has made it almost unaffordable for most people with diabetes. And people with diabetes can't change the fact that they do need insulin. The companies that make insulin have allowed for this staggering inflation of price and even profit off of it. The dramatic increase of price is due to the companies that make it, and it's created issues for those who have needed it. Insulin isn't a medicine that people with diabetes can go without. If they don't, they can and will die a very horrible death. Secondly, there are hundreds of people who suffer because they can't afford insulin. According to Everyday Health, 1 in 4 people who are prescribed insulin may be using less because of the cost. And a doctor they had interviewed stated that he had patients who cut their daily dose of insulin in half. USA Today cites 2 personal stories, that of Shane Boyle and Alex Smith, who died tragically due to the lack of funding for their insulin. Deaths like theirs are recorded in the hundreds in the United States, but they could be avoided with the lower price of insulin. People who need insulin daily are rationing what they have none, or are losing the ability to buy food after buying their insulin. Women, men, children who have diabetes are dying daily. Lives are lost due to the staggering prices of the insulin, as people are forced to choose and take the risk of the possible and likely death. Lastly, without government action, with government action, there is a way to make insulin affordable for all people. According to New York Times, the government has tried to pass multiple laws to reduce insulin prices. The United States House of Representatives passed a bill in 2022 to limit the cost of insulin prices to $35 a month, something most people could afford. The Endocrine Society also has a list of solutions, including the limitation of prices to the rate of inflation, and also allowing government negotiation of prices. If the government did allow for the regulation of the price, both people who have type 1 and type 2 diabetes would be able to afford insulin. People wouldn't have to ration it or risk death. The United States government has taken one step into creating this dream of affordable insulin into a reality, and only the government really can. With the government's help, many people will be saved and given the opportunity to live a long and happy life. Insulin prices can be fixed, but the dramatic increase has caused many deaths. Looking at the prices over the years, in testimonials, the government should set the price for insulin and help prevent hundreds of unnecessary deaths each year. People all over America suffer from diabetes. Many are a person you might know. As someone who is considered pre-diabetic and may one day be dependent on insulin, this topic is one that's very close to me. Hundreds of people, someone next to you, someone you may know, will die due to the ever-increasing and unaffordable cost of insulin. Change needs to happen now to prevent this, but it starts with awareness and government action. Thank you.